Guys, in this tutorial I'm going to be teaching you how to use a table view in Swift with some data. So let's just open Xcode and create a new project. We'll just name this table view demo. Table view demo. Okay. And this is going to be a pretty short video since adding a table view is quite simple. So what we're going to do is, first of all, just go to storyboard. I'm going to be using storyboard for this and just add a table view. So let's just add it in. I want it to take up the whole screen, so I'm just going to put 0000 and add, and then we'll just link this to our view controller or whatever view controller you're going to use. So let's just put that there and let's name it table view. And that's about all we have to do in the storyboard section. Now, when you're using a table view, you're usually displaying some data. So let's just make a list. So let numbers equals, let's just add some numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is our list, and we're going to be getting this data and displaying it in a table view. So the first thing you need to do when setting up a table view is set its delegate and its data source to the view controller which you want it in. So delegate equals self and table view.data source equals self. Now this is going to give us an error message. Yep. And it's going to ask us to do this, but I don't like really putting it in the view controller class. I like doing it in an extension. So we can just type extension view controller or whatever view controller this is called. Just do extension view controller UI table view delegate and table view data source. So these error messages should go, but we should get one over here allowing us to add protocol subs. Just click fix here and that's what we get. So these two functions are what we use to give data into the table view. So number of rows in section is pretty self-explanatory. It's just the number of rows you want in that section. We're only going to have one section, but if you had multiple sections, you would just use the function number of sections, and then you could return like however many you wanted, like 3 or 4. But we're not going to use that today because we only want one. And self or row at is just what cell you want at that row. So basically this is gonna tell us what cell we want at what specific point in the table view. And this becomes really useful for like if you have a complex cell, if you're going to use custom cells. We're not going to do that today. And we've forgotten to actually add cells, which are probably the most important part. So what you do is go here, just add a protocol cell, and you need to give it a cell identifier. So just name this one cell. Now go back here. So the number of rows will be the number of items in this list. So we can just return numbers, which is a list, dot count. That returns how many items are in this list. And self or row at is we're going to need to dequeue the cell. So table view dot dequeue. Oh, sorry. Let cell equals table view dot dequeue reusable cell with identifier. So that's the identifier you just gave that cell. If you have different cells in the table view, then you have to give them different identifiers. But we just named it cell for index path, and that's just this index path. The index path is the position of the cell. So the first cell would be index path.row is 0, and the second one would be index path.row is 1, because computers always start with 0, but we usually start with 1. And now we can just set the text label to the position of the index path with the item of this list. So it'll explain itself once we actually do it. Cell dot text label, all the default cells come with text labels. Dot text is equal to numbers, and then we just do the index path.row. That should give it the right number here, since we're returning numbers.count. And now just return a cell. And that's all you really need to do. So let's just run this. And it should come up. Oh, sorry. I just realized I put it on the wrong. Yep. Okay, we'll just put it on the iPhone 12 mini. What are these errors? Oh, they're just. Yep. And if we just wait for this, it should come up with 5 cells. Yep. There we go. Now, since it's taking data from this list, we can add anything. So I'll just name this random item, and this should now pop up over here. Congratulations, you learned how to use a table view in Swift. This is one of the most fundamental aspects of building any app, and now you know how to do it, so nice.